Hello, my name is Leah Wanamaker, and this is my introduction presentation. A little bit about me. I graduated from Millersville with a bachelor's in early childhood education in 2016. I currently teach pre-K at Phoenixville Area Children's Learning Center. I'm pursuing the STEM endorsement because I want to encourage more women to pursue careers focused in STEM, and teaching science is one of my passions. I live in Berks County with my husband Ron, my 5-year-old son Ronnie, and our fur babies Patrick and Bueller. Patrick is our dog, and Bueller is our cat. How students learn science. Students come to the classroom with preconceptions about how the world works. My kiddos, even though they're only 4 and 5, come into my room knowing that the sky is blue, knowing that wheels help them move. They come in knowing a lot. So it's just working with those preconceptions and trying to help them learn and expand and grow on it. Donovan talks about the scientific method. I always used that as a baseboard for like teaching science, like form a hypothesis and all those steps, and learning that that's actually a more complicated way of doing it and that there's new guidelines was kind of mind blowing to me. And teachers need to know students' initial and developing questions. Students are always going to ask questions. I work with 4 and 5-year-olds. I get questions every single day. So it's just learning how to roll with those questions and expanding upon what your students are asking. Some barriers that students face when learning science: lack of outside support, whether that's not having resources or supplies to be able to properly teach science, dealing with that while you're trying to teach. Lack of a science curriculum. I'm kind of dealing with that right now. My school we go off of the Pennsylvania state standards and Common Core. It's built into our curriculum, but it's very limited. I'm trying to convince my director right now to let me write a science curriculum for our school because the one that we have is lacking. Lack of guiding questions, not having enough questions, not knowing what to ask, and not allowing the students to question things such as the scientific method or why something happens the way that it does. Again, my students ask tons of questions. They're always going to be asking, always wanting to learn more, and encouraging those questions is a very important part that needs to be brought back and taught. My current classroom approach, one of my biggest things I saw from the Donovan reading is understanding students form carry into the classroom. So they have understandings that they bring in and they carry that into their learning. So if they're told something by a parent, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, this is how it is. My mom said this, my dad said this. They come in with those preconceptions, and we have to try to help them form that into either something that we can teach or something that, okay, that's great that you know that. Metacognition is used to refer to people's knowledge about themselves. um my kids, part of one of my biggest jobs is teaching my children about themselves. So learning how they learn is a huge thing. The importance of imagination. I thought this was astounding because I work with 4 and 5-year-olds. Their imaginations, they can go in so many different places. So learning about that imagination is a huge part of is a huge scientific advancement, um, and can really help with science, was really fascinating. My STEM perspective, I try to be cohesive between all of the domains. I try to include science, technology, engineering, and math. I didn't realize how much I was cohesively teaching them until I took an engineering class and was like, hey, I'm teaching engineering. This is great. So I try to use all of them. Technology is a little bit harder because we're not a technology driven classroom, but I try to teach across all the disciplines. And thank you.